The 2004 college football season finished with plenty of controversy and many unanswered questions. USC walloped Oklahoma in the BCS National Championship 55-19 to win a natty that has since been vacated by the NCAA. Some felt another team belonged in the championship more than the Sooners, the Auburn Tigers. Although the computers didn't like Auburn, they would finish 13-0 with a Sugar Bowl dub over Virginia Tech. Also finishing undefeated was an Urban Meyer-led Utah team quarterbacked by Alex Smith. Boise State was great. There were several others with one loss heading into bowl season. I got the idea a couple months ago, what if we simulated past college football seasons where there was a little controversy using old NCAA football games. So we're going to do the 2004 playoffs, a what-if scenario using NCAA football 05 in a 12-team format, taking the final rankings from the end of the season. As you see by the bracket there on the screen, we also gave the top 4 seeds a first-round bye, like in the real playoffs. The higher seed hosts a home game in the opening round. Then we will move to neutral locations the rest of the way. I'll be releasing these what-if type videos from college football and other sports throughout the year on this channel. So if you like this type of content, if you like this video, please help your boy out. Drop a like on the video, and if you're feeling extra generous, hit that subscribe button for us too. Our first matchup has Boise State taking on Virginia Tech at Lane Stadium. Inner Sandman, baby. The Broncos were in the midst of a remarkable run under Dan Hawkins. They had gone 12-1 in 2002, 13-1 in 2003, and finished the regular season 11-0 in 2004. It was the first season in the ACC for Virginia Tech, and it was a good one. The Hokies won the ACC championship with their 16-10 win over Miami and got an auto bid to the Sugar Bowl to play Auburn. As it always was with Frank Beamer at the helm, this Hokies defense was legit. Virginia Tech was third nationally in scoring defense with 12.6 points per game allowed, fourth in total defense at 269.5 yards allowed per game, and fifth in pass defense at right under 150 yards allowed per game. Their defense carried over to our simulation as well. They were all over the Broncos. They forced an early 3-and-out with a sack from Nolan Burchett, and the crowd is losing their minds in Blacksburg. That led to the Virginia Tech offense hitting the field. Quarterback Brian Randall, the ACC Player of the Year, he looked the part early on, dealing the ball up and down the field as the Hokies were driving on their opening possession. Randall makes it look easy as he is just carving up that Broncos defense like a Thanksgiving turkey. Then he capped things off with a play-action pass to a wide-open receiver for a touchdown. Boise State on the other side, they've got a good quarterback of their own, future NCAA football cover athlete at that, and Jared Zabransky, and he could get things going on the ensuing possession for the Broncos, who were trailing by a touchdown. Several nice throws have Zabransky and the Broncos offense on the move. This second throw coming on 3rd and 17 to convert, or so it seems. It's 4th and inches near midfield, and Boise State decides to punt. Boo! Randall back out there, and he continues to be unstoppable as he's got Virginia Tech on go again. Good call here on 2nd inches. They go play-action pass again. Randall able to get it out to his receiver once more. David Clowney gets the catch, gets the feet down. Great connection here from Randall to Clowney. And the Hokies are looking good in front of the home crowd. Another quick defensive stop gives the Hokies the ball back in a great spot. And Randall's going to make them pay once more. Nice ball over the middle. Then he answers back going deep as he has it out to Clowney for another touchdown. 21-0 Virginia Tech at this point. Still around 4 minutes to play in the first half. Working on 21-0 skunk if they were playing at my house. We'll see how it all plays out though. Still a lot of time. Despite the ugly start, way to salvage this if you're Boise State. A minute left until halftime. Zabransky gets some things cooking up. They get the completion. The receiver able to go out of bounds. Could the Broncos get some late half magic together? Spoiler alert, no. Interception. It's picked off by Roland Minor, and Virginia Tech takes that 3-touchdown lead into the locker room. Not much changes second half. Boise State trying to do a little too much on 3rd down and short. They get absolutely demolished, forcing a field goal. However, they must have left their kicker in Idaho because his attempt is no good. Virginia Tech keeps their 21-point lead. Both teams exchanging turnovers here midway through the 3rd and early in the 4th. First, it's Randall throwing an interception, giving the Broncos a little life. but Boise State is unable to capitalize as it's another pick thrown by Zabransky. This Virginia Tech defense was absolutely locked down, living up to their real-world numbers. Now with just over 2 minutes to go, the Hokies get the dagger as they're inside the red zone again, and it's Randall throwing his 4th tutty of the game. Virginia Tech gets it done in our first matchup, taking down Boise State 28-0 in an impressive performance. Defense lives up to the hype, as we said, holding the Broncos to 139 total yards and 0, a big goose egg, on 21 carries. 0 rushing yards, I should say. Now they have the tall task of taking on USC, a team they played tough in real life, losing 24-13 at FedEx Field in a neutral site season opener. That one should be an interesting matchup on our next video. Next we go to the number 5 versus the number 12 matchup that puts Cal against Iowa. This game has a lot of different storylines to it. Iowa finished the year strong after dropping back-to-back games against Arizona State and Michigan in September. They got back in the top 25 after putting BTA to Ohio State in a 33-7 win. Then followed that up with a historic 6-4 dub against Penn State. What a game that must have been. The Hawkeyes would also spank number 9 Wisconsin 30-7 in the season finale. Then had that last-second Hail Mary win against LSU in the Citrus Bowl. As for Cal, they have a quarterback I'm sure you may have heard of, Aaron Rodgers. Marshawn Lynch was also a freshman on this team and saw significant time, though J.J. Arrington was the starter. The Golden Bears lost just one game in the regular season, a 23-17 defeat at the hands of eventual Natty champ USC. They also destroyed number 20 Arizona State 27-0 and won all of their other Pac-12, or Pac-10 games, rather, by double digits, aside from a 28-27 win against Oregon. For some reason, they also played Southern Miss on December 4th to close out the regular season. Don't really know why. Maybe some Cal fans can clarify for us. There was some controversy among fans who thought Cal should have been playing in the Rose Bowl instead of Texas. Well, we can settle that now, or in the next round, rather, as Texas is waiting for the winner of this one. Aaron Rodgers came out of the gates, letting that thing rip as he gets a tough completion in between 2 Iowa defenders, and the Calgorithm is trending early. Thing is about Iowa, though, you know they're going to have a great defense under Kirk Ferentz, and that, of course, is the case with this team. Big sack lunch here stalls out the Bears' drive. Hawkeyes are faced with a 3rd and 15, but the sophomore signal caller, Drew Tate, comes through with the throw, and Calvin Davis sprinkles a little extra on top, getting Iowa out near midfield. Ultimately, they're unable to do anything on this series. Cal gets it back, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 15. But Rodgers remembers who he is and starts turning it up. By the way, Rodgers going on his spiritual drug journeys in real life. I wonder what he was like in college. Had to be a pretty chill guy. Not as chill as this white Cal fan with cornrows, though. I guess B-Rad got admitted here to Cal. Another 3rd down and 16 now. Another no problem from Aaron Rodgers as he finds a receiver over the middle, and Oski is ready for war. He wants all the smoke. Rodgers now making ridiculous throws, working it through traffic, keeping this Cal drive moving. However, it stalls out shortly after, and the Bears are forced to try and field goal, and oh no! 44-yarder is no good. We are still scoreless after 1, and Oski is going through it. Now early second quarter, Cal's driving again. Rodgers has a man, but he just misses him. That incompletion comes on 3rd down 2, so the Bears again forced to kick, and it's deja vu all over. Another miss for Cal. They did struggle a little bit in real life, going 52.9% on the season, and the kicking miscues are proven to be costly in this pretend playoff game. Iowa offense was snoozing through this first half in typical Iowa fashion, so Cal has the ball again with 3 minutes left in the first half. Rodgers, however, completes a pass to the wrong team, and it's that Iowa interception going to turn the tide. It is indeed. Drew Tate on 3rd down throws an absolute piss missile to Warren Holloway, and Holloway takes it all the way for the first touchdown of the contest. Now the Hawkeyes feeling good. They get a quick defensive stop back and the ball with just under a minute to work with. Tate may be feeling a little too confident that this was a bad interception here, and even worse, it sets Cal up with a very short field to try and get on the scoreboard before halftime. Cal going to dial up a little trickery. Jeff Tedford, you wily dog, you. Look at this play. And the pitch from out of a spin move to get it out on the option for the touchdown. Bears finally make a kick, too, on the extra point. We told you Iowa was going to have that D, They're also going to have some good tight ends, too. I realized that was a very sus sentence. But anyways, yeah, finally the Hawkeyes get that offense going midway through the third quarter. This drive gets closed off by a play-action tutter to the tight end as Tate gets the ball to the big fella for the score and a 14-7 lead after 3 quarters. More prototypical Iowa football, 3rd and short to start the 4th quarter. Look at the hog mollies getting out there to block on the halfback toss. I love it. That's followed up by a good move to get some space, and the freshman Albert Young sees a crease. He is not going to be caught. Hawkeyes take a 2-tutty lead to start the 4th quarter. Can Rogers lead a comeback? Both teams follow that up with 3 and outs, and when Iowa goes to punt, Kirk Ferentz finally receives his final infinity stone with a special teams play. Look at the pandemonium here. Punt takes a bounce, heads straight to a swarm of players, somehow touches the Cal player, and a gang of Iowa Hawkeyes are there to secure the fumble. And yeah, Kirk Ferentz got his 5th Infinity Stone now in this game, as you can see here, with ass offense, elite defense, great special teams, tight ends, and hogs on the O-line. I should have added an incompetent son on the coaching staff. That must be the 6th stone. That, of course, sets Iowa up in a great spot, puts them in prime opportunity to seal this one and advance to the quarterfinals. Tate completes a 3rd and long to get inside the 5, then gets the dagger on the short play action pass for the score. That would put Iowa, the 12 seed, ahead 28-7 at this point, as they have scored 21 unanswered in the second half. Cal gets the ball inside Hawkeyes territory with under 3 minutes left, but down by 21. 3rd down and 14, and you can't have this. Down goes Rogers. Alex Wilcox makes the sack, and that has these Bears fans headed for the gates. Iowa gets it done on the road. The underdog comes out on top in convincing fashion with a 28-7 dubski over Cal to advance to the second round. Aaron Rodgers is held to 12 for 36 passing in this game and gets sacked 5 times. Iowa will be matched up with Mac Brown and Texas up next. And now we head to the bottom portion of the bracket where we've got the 11 seed LSU traveling out to take on 6-seeded Utah. This is one of the more intriguing matchups to me. LSU coming off winning a natty the year before, led by the Nick Saban. Nick also had Jimbo Fisher as his offensive coordinator, Will Muschamp as his DC, Kirby Smart coaching the DBs, so a star-studded staff in Baton Rouge and what would be Saban's last year at LSU. They went 9-2 in the regular season, losing to eventual SEC champ Auburn 10-9, and getting massacred by a team we'll see next in Georgia, 45-16. Their opponent is Utah, led by Coach Urban Meyer in his 2nd year out west. Kyle Whittingham was his defensive coordinator, and the Utes dominated everyone en route to finishing undefeated. This team was the original BCS buster, a non-power conference team to make and win a BCS bowl game when they topped Pitt in the Fiesta Bowl 35-7. They also beat Texas A&M, Arizona, and North Carolina, as well as a 52-21 win against BYU. Utah was led by quarterback Alex Smith, a future number 1 draft pick. I was interested to see how Utah would fare against that SEC defense. Early on, it's LSU getting in the backfield, and look who it is, ESPN personality Marcus Spears making the play. Smith made some nice throws early and was completing some passes, but this was not a good decision. He's trying to make a play on 3rd down, and it's taken away. Picked by LSU's Mario Stevenson. Neither side was really able to get their offense rolling early on in this contest and throughout the 1st quarter. It was a stalemate through 1 as neither team found the end zone. 6 minutes until halftime, Smith and the Utah offense faced with a 3rd and 6. He's able to get the completion, but the receiver brought down short. 4th and 1. Urban keeps the offense out there. He's going for it, but what is this play? Getting too cute and doing too much and getting stuffed short on 4th down. LSU still can't get their struggle solved as they've got a 3rd and 2, and they're going in the wrong direction. Utes swarming to the ball, and they get a stop. Alex Smith back out there, and whoops, wrong team. LaRon Landry, future 99 overall player on NCAA football, comes away with the interception and gets the Tigers offense in prime position. Still, though, that LSU offense having some issues as they're behind the sticks. Again, it's 3rd and 14. Marcus Randall rolls out and escapes, but can't get all the yards he needs. That sets up a 36-yard field goal, and Ryan Gadet knocks it through to finally put one of these teams on the board. Tigers up 3-0 with 3 minutes until the break. Under a minute in the first half, and here's some EA craziness in the simulation. This thing's about to go off the rails. Both teams trading turnovers as we have Randall getting intercepted. Then Smith, literally a play later, throws his third pick. Now 33 seconds left. LSU faced with 4th down and 10 yards to gain. And again, Randall trying to take off, but he just can't get there. Utah throws several incompletions in a row, doesn't take much time off. Then Alex Smith gets sacked on 3rd down, and the Tigers use their final timeout with 16 seconds left in the first half. They take over near midfield with 11 seconds left. Time for maybe 2 plays, but they just need 1. Randall scrambles, fires, finds Dwayne Bowe with some space, and what a throw, what a play just in the nick of time. It's 10-0 LSU leading on the road over Utah at half. Now early in the 3rd quarter, LSU has the ball. They're going to tack on more to their score. Randall lobs another beauty of a ball up over the Utah defender, and although the Utes player makes a great effort at it, he just can't catch up to that SEC speed, and the Tigers now take a 17-0 lead to silence the crowd in Salt Lake City. Smith would throw yet another interception moments later as Lionel Turner gets in on the action, getting the ball back for LSU. Tigers shortly after will add to their lead as they are able to make another field goal, pushing their edge to 20-0 now. While he made plays at times for Utah, Smith just had way too many costly turnovers in this one. Here's another one with 4 minutes to play in the 3rd that gives LSU another short field. That would lead to Randall being able to find the edge. He hits the corner on the quarterback keeper to score. That puts the Tigers in front by a count of 27-0. And they are in absolute control of this one. Still 3rd quarter, Utah pulling out all the stops now, just trying to get something going. Fake punt pass on a 4th and 4. Another cute play backfires for Urban Meyer as it's intercepted yet again. Boy, this LSU secondary locking up like Fort Knox. 27-0 going into the final frame. Now Utah just looking to avoid being shut out with under 5 minutes to play. They've got a 4th and 8 situation. Smith finally finds someone on his team. 1st down. Don't tell these fans it's over. That puts the Utes inside the 5 and leads to an easy and very boring touchdown run. Also makes the score 27-7 with under 4 minutes to play in the game. Overall, LSU was just too much. They wind up winning by that score. Moving on to face Auburn in the 2nd round. Remember, they had an absolute war with the Tigers in real life, so this one should be a thrilling matchup and at a neutral site too on our next video. Now we've got our last 1st round matchup featuring another SEC team in Georgia facing off against the Louisville Cardinals. Georgia would finish 2nd in the SEC East behind Tennessee, falling to the Vols 19-14 at home. They also lost to Auburn 24-6 on the road in mid-November. This was the 4th season as Bulldogs coach for Mark Richt, and Georgia ended up winning their bowl game this year versus Wisconsin 24-21 in the Outback Bowl. As for Louisville, they were in their 2nd year under Bobby Petrino. Their lone loss was a 41-38 defeat at the hands of number 3 Miami in October. This will be the last year in Conference USA for the Cardinals before they moved to the Big East in 2005. Louisville took down Boise State in the Liberty Bowl in the real world. All of the Cards' wins were by double digits, aside from the game against the Broncos and a 56-49 win versus Memphis. Georgia would get the ball to start the game, and they took advantage between the hedges. Long drive and one filled with big plays. First through the air from quarterback David Green in between 3 defenders for a 1st down into Cardinals territory. Then they came back on the ground to the freshman DJ Ware for several carries. Ware looking good on these runs to keep the Bulldogs clicking. Then Green gets a matchup he likes with Fred Gibson, and those two get the opening drive capped off with 6 points. Georgia looking good here early on. Then the snowball effect continues for Louisville on the ensuing kickoff. They decide to take it out of the end zone instead of just taking a knee, and they fumble the football. Even worse, it's recovered by the Dogs. They've got a real good chance to add to the lead. Louisville's defense would stand tall, forcing Georgia to try for a 31-yard field goal. They'll knock it through and go up 10-0 at home here with 4:33 left in the 1st quarter. Cards' offense was putrid early. They were in need of a spark late in the 1st quarter, and maybe this is it. Interception from Louisville's Malik Jackson. 10-0 Georgia after 1, but the Cardinals have some energy. Early in the 2nd, Louisville trying to keep the good vibes flowing. They fake a punt here on 4th down and 4. They're going to pick up the 1st. Look at the throw from the punter to pick it up. Great catch. Bobby Petrino is going to need a wheelbarrow over there on the Cardinals sideline if he keeps these type of play calls up. Good Lord. Louisville ultimately makes a 38-yard kick to make it a 1-possession game. It's 10-3 Georgia with 5:20 left in the first half. Now we've got 3rd and 22 for the Cardinals offense about halfway through the quarter. And what is Stephon LaForce doing? Buddy was rolling out with no plan at all, wasn't even trying to get rid of it. Late in the first half still, just over a minute to play, and a big sack here for Louisville. Puts Georgia in a tough 3rd down situation. They would wind up punting the ball away, and a disaster of a punt goes out of bounds and gives the Cardinals some incredible real estate to try and tie the game before the break. Drive starts around the Georgia 34-yard line, and LaForce goes bonkers with these throws for Louisville. First catch gets them inside the red zone. Then they hurry on the ball with a no huddle. Second play is a throw over the middle and a diving effort for the score. Broderick Clark doing whatever it took to tie this game up, and the Cards have rallied back to get the score to 10-10 at halftime. Louisville puts together a pretty solid drive out of the locker room as LaForce looks to continue his success, but maybe he gets a little too greedy here as he lobs one up to the entire Georgia secondary, and it gets picked off easily. Both teams traded blows in some solid plays, but none found pay dirt. It was a 10-10 contest headed into the 4th, but the fireworks at Sanford Stadium were just beginning. In fact, first play of the 4th quarter. It's 3rd down and 1, and Georgia trying to punch it in. They'll pitch it out to Ware and let him go to work. Ware breaks a tackle, then races for the goal line. Love this crowd shot afterwards. These crowd reactions were better to me than the ones in College Football 25. Now there's less than 5 minutes to play. Louisville in Georgia territory, where they have a 4th down and 6. LaForce with the rollout, and oh my gracious, what an absolute strike to find his receiver. Then the wideout gets into the end zone for the tying score. We've got a shootout in the final period. Georgia has a 3rd and 5 near midfield. Green wants it all though, and look out. Oh wow, broken up at the last second. Green almost hit his receiver in between 2 Cards defenders. That means the Bulldogs have to punt. And remember that awful Georgia punt earlier? Well, I think the punter makes up for that here as he pins Louisville inside their own 5-yard line. Cards will have to go a long ways to try and win it. Things looking pretty bleak too for Louisville. They have to pick up at least 8 yards to stay out there on 3rd down, and they will do just that. LaForce laying it up to his guy, letting him make a play. Then several more nice plays to stay out there and keep the ball moving. Here's the clincher, under a minute remaining, and a 2nd and 3 from Georgia territory. LaForce gets the outside, and he takes off, almost scoring. But getting the Cardinals down deep into the red area, and with the game tie, they only need a field goal. 21 seconds left. We get to see the genius of Bobby Petrino, or maybe the insanity. A handoff to the fullback. With time ticking, do you send the field goal team out there? He doesn't have to score a touchdown. No! Petrino says, on the ball. We're giving it to the big fella again. Back-to-back fullback runs in the final 20 seconds of a tie game in the college football playoffs. If that doesn't make your bird stand up, I don't know what will. Georgia has one last shot. Green gets the pass off after getting smeared. And just knock it down. Cardinals defenders playing patty cake. It's up in the air and available, and Gibson comes over and rips it away, and he's off and running. He runs out of room, though, gets tackled as Louisville avoids the last gasp effort from the Bulldogs to get a 24-17 victory and advance to play Oklahoma next round. So there you see the bracket, the 2nd round matchups, a lot of fun ones. Again, these will all take place on a neutral site and will also be featured in our next video of the series. That's right, we got to build a little suspense, a little anticipation. But in the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, please drop a like on it for us. Help the channel out. And again, if you're really feeling nice, we're not asking you for an NIL donation or anything. Just subscribe to the channel. Help us grow. We would love to keep growing. I love making these videos, so it would really help us to continue pushing out new videos and content. As I said, we'll have plenty more of these types of videos and simulations, so stay tuned. Until then, see ya!